Hi, I'm Alberto Santillan of Arroz y Frijoles Music, arrozfrijolesmusic.blogspot.com, and I'm here with Dustin, John, Tommy, and Cole of Beach Fossils, who just played here at the Cellar Door and just killed it here, and we've got a few questions for him. One thing I'd like to know about Beach Fossils, it began as your recording project, Dustin, and I wanted to know, how does a Beach Fossil song come together? Like, what comes first, the lyrics or the melody?
Definitely the melody. Well, I don't know. I write a lot of stuff down as far as words go too, so I might look at it later and it'll fit with the song that I've made. It just depends. There's not really any structure to the songwriting at all. It's different every time.
Speaking of songwriting, my friend and I here were actually listening to your guys' album on the way over here, and we just continue to be just awestruck by the song sometimes. I mean, it's just one of the great album openers of this year. It's just such a beautiful, wonderful and melancholy song, and we find ourselves singing the lyrics constantly, and I just wanted to know how the writing of that song came together and its composition, because it's just
I think it was with that one, I was just listening to the music because I had already recorded it, and I just like freestyled lyrics over it, and I mean that's actually how I did most of the record, because I couldn't really think about writing lyrics, and just recorded it. Like refine the lyrics a little bit, and that was that. I don't know, stream of consciousness.
Yeah, I'm always really inspired when a songwriter can do that.
I mean, that's the only way you can write. If you think about it too much, it's not going to be real. It's going to be fake. If you just say whatever is on the top of your head, then that's who you really are.
I wanted to know, you guys cited like a lot of really obscure and eclectic artists like the Byrds and Don Cherry, or not necessarily obscure, but you guys have an eclectic musical palette.
Those are like my two favorites.
Yeah, they're great. I wanted to know, what kind of guitar-based music did you look for inspiration in? Because one of the two bands that came to mind as I listened to your album are Television and Galaxy 500. I mean, maybe those are a little
those are definitely thrown in the mix. It's really hard to narrow it down. It's kind of everything that I listen to.
Galaxy 500 is good though.
Yeah,
I love Galaxy 500.
Yeah, I mean all that stuff. It's hard to narrow it down.
I mean, like an aesthetic is something that's like really hard to match, and it's kind of like it becomes like a natural process. So like Galaxy 500 is like totally about like aesthetic.
Yeah, well, it's like you just you listen to so many different kinds of music and so many different guitar players' styles, and then you sit down with a guitar. At least me, it's not like I want to play like this guy or I want to play like that guy. Like I just play whatever comes to my head, and it's probably a combination of all that stuff that I listen to, just because it's all floating around in there.
It's like you can listen to all the music in the world, but when you sit down, you're still only gonna play like you.
Yeah, it's really hard to track influences because like it's just kind of an infinite loop where
it's like everyone's been influenced by anyone. All your favorite bands were influenced by people, and all those people were influenced by people like me. It's just like that's what's nice about art and making music. It's like it's such a communal thing because you can trace back a lot of times, what influences were, and you learn more about the art form that you're into.
But I'd say those two are right on: Television and Galaxy 500 and Don Cherry and
Korn. I mean, Television, what they were doing with the guitars was really cool, because they were like really into jazz music and classical music, and they took the way that like a lot of that music was structured and put it into a rock form, and that's like totally, I love that same kind of music too, so.
But just like when they recorded that, it was so off the cuff anyway, like the whole recording of Marquee Moon was like.
And in context of the times, like people weren't doing that.
Is a rehearsal take that was recorded.
I cite those bands as kind of touchstones to your sound because they also make kind of summery guitar-based music, but that has like a really wonderful and like this sense of melancholy about it. That's kind of like what makes me connected to. And I can see that you guys are pretty confident in your ability as a live unit. You guys really just brought the house down today. And I wanted to ask, since this incarnation of the band has existed since South by Southwest in March, what can you say is the highlight of the touring experience thus far?